Dear students, let us discuss about the transient analysis of RL circuit. After this course, you will be able to apply the Laplace transform to determine the transient behavior of RL networks. Network analysis. Electrical network means it is a combination of passive as well as active components. To this network, we will be having an input, an energy source that is called the excitation. By giving an excitation to a network, you will be getting a response, actually output. This excitation can be either DC or AC signals. Then response can be classified as steady state response or transient response. When you are suddenly applying an input or withdrawing an input, then corresponding response is called the transient response of that network. After some time, the circuit will be settled and it will be achieving the final value. That value of voltage and current at different nodes and branches are called the steady state response. So network analysis means you are finding out the response of a given network, the known topology of the network for a known excitation. That means in network analysis, topology of the network you will be knowing, and for a specific input, finding out the corresponding response is called the network analysis. The commonly used components, passive components are resistance, capacitance and inductance. You are knowing the voltage and current relationship in a resistance obeys the Ohm's law. The potential drop across the resistance will be proportional to the current flowing through it under constant temperature. That proportionality factor is called the resistance. Then inductor, when you are applying a voltage across the inductor, current through it will be proportional to the integral of the voltage across the inductance. Plus the initial condition. Or when there is a changing current, the voltage developed across the inductor will be proportional to the rate of change of current through that inductance. That proportionality factor is called the inductance of that inductor. These questions are well known. Let us see the basic transient behavior of a RL circuit. Consider a simplest case. You are connecting a series connector, resistance and inductor across a DC voltage through a switch. You are closing this switch at time t is equal to 0. Then a closed loop is established, a current will be established. So if you are writing down the Kirchhoff voltage law around this circuit, then that means algebraic sum of voltage around this loop should be 0. Then voltage drop across the resistance plus voltage drop across the inductance should be equal to the supply voltage. So voltage drop across the inductance from the basic result, inductance value into rate of change of current, and the voltage resistance will be by Ohm's law R into I. Then this is a first order differential equation. You can solve this differential equation in a conventional manner and applying the initial values, specific condition, then you will be getting the solution. That is the loop current. This is a loop current. This can be done in a conventional manner. It is a first order differential equation. So for example, if you are considering a typical value, supply voltage 50 volt and resistance value 10 ohms and the inductance value 20 Henry, and solving this equation, then you will be getting the response of this current like this. This is a 1 minus exponentially decreasing value. That means exponentially increasing. So current will be starting from 0, because when you are suddenly applying a voltage to a inductor will always oppose change in current through it. So it will be going to act as an open circuit. So current through the this loop will be 0. Then the current will be building up. Okay, so this current will be exponentially increasing. Finally, for DC, the inductive impedance will be 0. Inductive impedance will be omega L. So at DC means frequency will be 0. Okay, so the inductor will be going to act as a short circuit. That means after steady state, this current will reach to the supply voltage divided by the resistance. 50 volt divided by 10 ohm. That way it comes to 5 amperes. Okay. So it will take a finite time to reach from the initial value to the final value. Okay. This period is called the transient period. Okay. This much period. Then it will be achieving the steady state. After this time, okay, then the current remains same, okay, constant. To find out the different voltages, the voltage drop across the resistance will be current through the resistance into resistance value. Okay. So this is the current through this loop and resistance value will be R. So multiplying this will be, then the voltage drop across the resistance will be like this. So that voltage drop across the resistance will be is proportional to the current through it. Okay. So this waveform will be same. Okay. Graph will be same. Voltage drop across the resistance. Then voltage drop across the inductance means voltage drop across the inductance will be supply voltage divided minus supply voltage minus the voltage drop across the resistance. Okay. So E minus this term. So the voltage drop across the inductor will be this value. Okay. This is exponentially decreasing. So if you are plotting this graph, you will be going to get this graph will be like this. Okay. This is because when you are suddenly applying a DC voltage, this inductance will be acting as an open circuit. Because the property of inductance is it will always oppose sudden change in current. Okay. You are applying a DC voltage suddenly. Okay. So it is going to act as an open circuit. So there is a voltage drop across the inductance will be the supply voltage itself. That is why it comes to be 50 volt. Okay. Then as the time passes, current will be building up. Okay, so the voltage drop across the inductance will be decreasing. Okay, voltage drop will be rate of change. Okay, of the current. Here the rate of change is high. Okay, so this will be exponentially decreasing. Okay, so this is a response of the voltage drop across the inductance. Okay. As you can see, when you are suddenly applying a voltage, it will take finite time to set to the final value. This much period you can call it as a transient period. Okay. Afterwards, the current value remains constant. That will be the voltage. In this case, this voltage value remains constant. Here it will be 0 volt. Okay. That is the steady state. Okay. So similarly, the circuit combination will be different with the resistance and inductance only. You will be having resistance combination differently, and switch may be at different positions, and instead of voltage source you may be having current source. Okay, so see that you are closing the switch at time t is equal to 0, then current through the inductor will be exponentially increasing, and voltage drop across the inductance will be exponentially decreasing with the values given for the circuit like this. Okay, you can simulate and you will be getting like this. Okay, then after at this time the switch is again open. So current through the inductor will be exponentially decreasing. Then there is a polarity change in the voltage drop of the inductance, and it will be reducing exponentially to 0. Okay. So this much period is at here you are closing the switch. So here current will be building up. So there is a transient time. Then it will be achieving a steady state. Similarly, voltage across the inductance also will be achieving a steady state. Okay. At this time you are open the switch, so again transient happens, so it will take a finite time to set it to the final values. Okay. So this much periods we will be calling as the transient periods. Okay. Then after transient you will be having steady state. Okay. So if it is having only one inductor, then the differential equation that is going to represent this network will be first order. So you can solve the first order differential equation, but it will be easier to use Laplace transform to solve the differential equation. It is analogous to using a logarithm anti-logarithm concept. Okay, so first you will be representing your network using a linear differential equation, then take the Laplace transform, then you will be doing the algebraic manipulation, apply the initial conditions, okay, then you will be taking the inverse Laplace transform to get the solution of that differential equation. Okay, that will be similar in the order of the differential equation will be higher. Okay, so you may be knowing the definition for Laplace transform is Laplace transform of a function f of t is notated by f of s. It is integral of the function f of t into e raised to minus t with respect to t with the integration limit 0 to infinity. Okay. Then you have to know the basic result of the Laplace transform of the common function. Laplace transform unit step function will be 1 by s. Laplace transform RAM t f of t will be 1 by s square. Okay. Laplace transform exponential function will be 1 by s minus a, like that. Okay. This common result you should remember. Laplace transform cosine wave will be omega divided by s square plus omega square. Laplace transform of cosine wave will be s divided by s square plus omega square, like that. Okay, because you have to take the Laplace transform, and after manipulation you have to take the inverse Laplace transform. So you should know what is the inverse Laplace transform of the function. So if you are getting the after manipulation getting a function like this 1 by s minus a square, a whole square, then inverse Laplace transform that will be t into e raised to at. Okay. So if you are getting something like this, okay, then the inverse Laplace transform should be exponentially decreasing e raised to at into sin omega t. Okay, it's a damped sinusoidal. Okay, like that. So you should by heart this basic result of the Laplace transform. Similarly, you should also know the basic properties of the Laplace transform. If you are multiplying a constant with a function, then Laplace transform will be constant into Laplace transform of the basic function. Similarly, Laplace transform sum and difference of the function will be sum and difference of the basic Laplace transform of the basic functions. Okay. Laplace transform differential will be s into f of s minus the initial value of the function. Laplace transform second derivative of the function will be s square into f of s. F of s is the Laplace transform of the basic function f of t minus s into initial value of the function minus value of the first differential at time t is equal to 0. This is the nth derivative. Then Laplace transform integral will be f of s divided by s. Then shifted function. Okay. The function is shifted by time. Okay. Then in frequency domain it is multiplied by exponential time e raised to minus as into f of s. Then this is a translation in frequency. In frequency domain it is shifted as f of s, s minus s plus a. Then it's inverse Laplace transform e raised to minus at into f of t. That means if you are multiplying a function with the exponential term e raised to minus at, then it is frequency translation in frequency domain. Okay. This is time scaling, okay, compression or expansion time period, okay, f of at. Okay. Then the Laplace transform of that function is f of s by a divided by 1 by a. Okay. Okay. Then Laplace transform t into f of t is, that is differential in frequency domain. Okay. You have to differentiate the Laplace transform of the basic function and multiply by -1. Then t raised to n f of t. Then that's the nth derivative of the basic Laplace transform function. Then derivation of the basic function will be integration in frequency domain. So you have to know the property of the Laplace transforms. Okay, this much results. So after taking the Laplace transform and manipulating and taking the initial condition, you have to take the inverse Laplace transform. Definition for inverse Laplace transform will be like this, but you will be you going to use this one. You will be using either standard form or partial version. Okay. Standard form means you will be making the result in the known form and take the inverse Laplace transform. Some cases that will be a ratio to polynomials. Okay. After manipulation, it is a ratio of polynomials. Then make it into partial fraction to different terms into a known result and take the inverse Laplace transform. Okay. Let us see the initial conditions of the inductor, capacitor, inductors, etc. Okay. So resistance is frequency independent. So the value of the resistance remains same. As I mentioned, inductor will always oppose a sudden change in the current. Okay. So initial condition, when you are suddenly applying a DC voltage, it is going to act as an open circuit. So this is the initial condition of the inductor. Similarly, if there is a initial current through the inductor, okay, before there is a change in the circuit, okay, initially charged, then the current through the inductor cannot die down to zero. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, so the basic property of the inductor is it will always oppose sudden change in current. Okay. So even after closing the switch, okay, this current remains same through the inductor. This is a time at time t is equal to 0 plus. T is equal to 0 is the time at which you are closing the switch. Okay. So at a time t is equal to 0 plus, current will be same. Okay. Then final condition means at time t tends to infinity. Okay. So resistance is frequency independent. So at final time also the value of the resistance remains same. But for an inductor, okay, finally it is going to be act as a short circuit. Okay. For DC, the inductance value will be 0. Okay, that means inductor will be finally going to act as a short circuit. Okay. But if there is an initial current through the inductor, then that inductor's current remains same, but finally it is going to act as a short circuit. That means this current will not be available to the outside, to the network. Okay, it will be looping like that, it will die down naturally. Okay, this is a final condition for the inductor. Okay. This is a final condition of the inductor without any initial current through the inductor. It will be going to act as a short circuit. So when there is a initial current, it will be going to act as a constant current source with a short circuit. Okay. Then to do the network analysis in the frequency domain, you will be converting the components into its equivalent. Okay. Since resistance is frequency independent, voltage current relationship of the resistance is V is equal to R into I. Okay. So taking the Laplace transform V of t is Laplace transform will be V of S, and the resistance value is frequency independent, so it will be remain same. R is constant. Then current in time domain, taking the Laplace transform, it will be I of S. Okay. So if whenever there is a resistive component, you are going to replace that with such a component. Okay. Only thing is resistance value remains same, but the voltage is V of S and current through it is I of S. Again, this will be following Ohm's law. Okay. Then in case of inductor, you are knowing that voltage drop across the inductance will be proportional to rate of change of current through it. Okay. Or current through the inductor will be proportional to integral of the voltage across it with the initial current. Okay. So taking the Laplace transform of this first term, okay, V of t will be V of S. Laplace transform differential is S into F of S minus F0. F means in this case current I. So I of S. Okay. S into I of S minus I0. Okay. So taking the Laplace transform of this equation, This is the KVL. Okay, so this will be you will be obtaining this equation. Then taking the Laplace transform of this second equation, okay, I of t will be I of s. Laplace transform integral will be f of s divided by s. Okay, f means in this case voltage. Okay, v of s divided by s. 1 by L is constant. Okay, plus I0. Okay, so I0, this is a constant. I0 is the initial current through the inductance. Okay, initial value. Okay, so that will be a constant. So the Laplace transform of constant will be 1 by s into that constant. Okay. So this is going to represent a KVL equation. This is going to represent a Kirchhoff's current law equation. So you can replace this inductance with the equivalent circuit which will satisfy this KVL. So whenever there is an inductance, you can replace that inductance with such an equivalent circuit. Okay, that will satisfy this equation. Okay, Vs will be equal to voltage drop across this inductance plus voltage drop across the source. It's an independent voltage source. That is due to the initial current through the inductance. That is due to this factor. Okay. Inductive impedance in frequency domain will be L into S. Okay. Whenever there is an inductance value L, in frequency domain it will be notated by L into S. Okay. Similarly, you can represent this equation. This is nothing but a Kirchhoff current law. Okay. One current, V voltage divided by inductive impedance will be current. Okay. Plus initial current. Okay. So this can be represented by this equivalent circuit. Okay. This current I of s is going to split up into two parts. Current through this inductance will be voltage drop across inductance divided by inductive impedance. Okay. Plus the constant current. Okay. Current source. See the polarity. Okay. Initial current through the inductance is flowing through from top to bottom in this case. Okay. So polarity of voltage source should be like this, positive in the bottom side. Okay, because the current flowing out of the source. See the current, independent current source, current direction. Okay, since this current is from top to bottom, this current source direction also should be top to bottom. Okay, so whenever there is an inductance in your circuit, you can replace that with either of these two equivalent circuit. When it is in the form of a mesh or closed loop, you will be preferring this thing so that you can write down the KVLs. Whenever then you are doing the node analysis, okay, then you will going to replace the inductance with such an equivalent circuit so that you can apply the KCL in the node analysis. Okay. So let us see some examples. So let us see a resistive inductance circuit connected to the inductance, connected to a DC voltage through a switch. You are closing the switch at time t is equal to 0. Okay. So after closing switch, a current will be established. You will be asked to find out this loop current I of t. Okay. First you have to take the transform circuit. You have to convert this time domain circuit into the frequency domain circuit. Okay. Convert each component. Okay. V is a supply voltage. Okay. DC voltage is a constant. So in frequency domain it will be represented by V by S. Resistance is frequency independent. So it will be R itself. Before closing the switch, there is no loop current. So initial current through the inductance will be 0. Okay. Unless otherwise set. Okay. Some problems you will be given initial current through the inductance will be some value. Then you have to take that initial current value and have the independent voltage source or independent current source in the equivalent circuit. Okay. So this whenever there is no initial current through the inductance, you can replace that inductance with the L into S. Then write down the KVL. In conversion manner, we will be doing the KVL in time domain. Now we are converted the circuit into the frequency domain. Now, since it is in a loop form, you apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. Write down this KVL around this loop. This voltage V by S minus the voltage drop across the resistance R into I of S. Voltage drop across the inductance. Inductive impedance is L into S into I of S. Okay, it should be equal to 0. Simplify it. Manipulate it. Okay, you have to find out find out I of t, that is to take the inverse Laplace transform I of s. So manipulate it, you will be getting an expression for I of s. Okay. So you are knowing the result of 1 by s and 1 by s plus a. So partial fraction it, this term into two terms, a by s plus b by s plus r by l. Okay. Two terms, partial fraction it. Then find out this constant. To find out a, you multiply both sides by s and put s is equal to 0. Okay. Multiply both sides by s in s and put s is equal to 0. So we will be getting the constant a as v by r. To find out b, you multiply both sides by s plus r by l and put s is equal to minus r by l. Okay. Put both sides by s plus r by l I of s and put s is equal to minus r by l. So you will be getting the value for b. B will be minus v by r. Okay. Substitute a and b. So you are knowing the inverse Laplace transform 1 by s as you will be putting the value of a and b. Okay. So v by r is constant. The inverse Laplace transform 1 by s is 1. Inverse Laplace transform 1 by s plus a. A is r by l. Okay. In this case, v by r is constant. Okay. Minus v by r is constant. So inverse Laplace transform 1 by s plus a is e raised to minus at. Okay. So a is minus r by l. Okay. So we will be getting inverse Laplace transform is like this. Okay. Simplify it. So this is the expression for the current through this inductance, which we have seen. Okay. Waveform. Okay. Initial case. Okay. So this is how we will be doing a transient analysis of RS circuit in frequency domain. Okay. Okay. This is a general case. Okay. Let us see some more examples with the different circuit combinations with the different values of resistance and inductance, like that. See, in this network, initially the switch position in position 1, and at time t is equal to 0, it is changed from position 1 to 2. Okay. So when in position 1, current will be charging the inductor through this path. Okay. So first you have to find out the initial condition. So in position 1, you find out the initial condition. So when the switch is in position 1 for a long time, inductance is going to act as a short circuit. For DC, inductance is going to act as a short circuit. Okay. So this equivalent circuit in the initial condition, to find out the initial condition, okay, that is when the switch is at time before time t is equal to 0. Okay. So this will be the equivalent circuit. So you can evaluate this loop current as this voltage divided by this resistance. So 10 amperes. Okay. So that will be the initial current through the inductance. Current through the inductance cannot change instantaneously. This is the current before changing from position 1 to 2. Okay. So that is I0 minus. Since the current cannot change instantaneously, I0 plus, that is just after changing from position 1 to 2. Okay. It will remain same. Okay. So this is the initial current. So whenever then you have to replace this network into the frequency domain at after t is equal to 0. Okay, at time t is equal to 0. Okay, well, then transform this network into the frequency domain at time t is equal to 0 with the initial current through the inductance. Okay, so this is the switch is at position 2. So this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm. Inductance value is L into S. L value is 1 Henry. Okay. You have to see that inductance value should be in Henries. If it is millihenry or microhenry, you have to make it into Henries. Okay. Then you have to take into account of this initial current. So initial current will be represented by a independent voltage source. Since it is in a series form, you are going for a KVL. Okay. So it's 0. Okay. Then you apply the KVL around this loop. It's a frequency domain equivalent circuit of this network at, after time t is equal to 0. Okay. So write down the KVL. This voltage is 1 into Is, and this voltage is again 1 into Is. Then this voltage is S into Is, and this voltage source. That is what this KVL means. Okay. Simplify it. Get an expression for I of S. Okay, so you'll be getting an expression for A of s. This is in the form of 1 by s plus a, that is e raised to minus at. Okay, so you have to take the inverse Laplace transform. So inverse Laplace transform 1 by s plus a is e raised to minus at. A is 2. Okay, so you will be getting the expression for current through this loop after switch is taken from 1 to 2. Okay, so this is exponential decreasing. This graph you have already seen, exponential decreasing. So this is a transient interval. Okay, so depending upon the value, okay, this time constant, this is a time constant R and L. Okay, avail. Okay, so the time constant will determine how fast it will be charging or discharging. Okay, after this time it is a steady state condition. Okay. As a second example, consider this network. Okay, so switch is in position A before t is equal to 0. At time t is equal to 0, it is changed from position A to B. Okay, so first step is you have to find out the initial condition. So that means the initial current through the inductance. There are two inductance. Okay, so in before t is equal to 0, switch is in position A. So evaluate that initial condition. Okay, so position it is in position A, so inductance is going to act as a short circuit for DC. Okay, so there is a initial current, that is 2 volt divided by 2 ohms. Okay, 1 ampere. This is the current at time t is 0 minus. Okay, just before closing or changing the switch from A to B. Okay, since the inductor will always oppose any sudden change, this current remains same even after switch is changed from A to B. Okay, just after closing the switch. Okay, so this is the initial current through this inductor. There is no initial current through this 1 Henry because the supply is connected to this inductor only A. Okay, this circuit right of this node B will be isolated, so there is no initial current through the inductance. Okay, this 1 Henry. Okay, so now you have to transform this network after time t is equal to 0. Okay, so you have to draw the transform network at this switch is at position B. Okay, after B. Okay, so this is L into S, 2 into S. Then you have to take into account of initial condition. Okay, L into I0. Okay, then this resistance value is frequency independent. There is no initial current through this inductance, so there is no voltage, independent voltage series to the inductance. Okay, inductance value is 1 into S. Okay, so this is a transform network after switch is taken from A to B. Okay, now it is in a okay, you have to find out this output voltage V of t, V of s. Okay, so now first you write down the KVL to the mesh. Okay, after t is equal to 0, this KCL actually. Okay, this voltage, this node voltage is Vs. Okay, so current through this will be this potential minus this potential. Okay, this potential is Vs. This potential is minus 2, minus of minus 2, okay, plus 2 divided by S. Then current through this will be Vs divided by 1, and current through this will be Vs divided by S is equal to 0. Okay, so simplify it, get an expression for V of S. So you will be getting an expression after algebraic manipulation. It is 1 by S plus A form. Okay, minus 1 by S plus 1.5. Now you take the inverse Laplace transform to get the expression for V of t. You are asked to find out this output voltage of this network. Okay, take the inverse Laplace transform, it is e raised to minus 1 by 1.5 t. Okay, this is exponential decreasing but minus. Okay, so the waveform will be like this. Okay, minus is due to the minus sign. Okay, current. Okay, because this polarity is taken. Okay, positive negative like this initially, but you see that initial current through the inductance will be through 2 Henry will be top to bottom. Even after changing the switch from A to B, current through the inductance cannot change instantaneously, so this current will try to flow in this direction. okay, in this direction. So that will be opposite to the polarity, positive polarity which we have taken. That is why it is showing minus. Okay. Then this is another example. Okay, says the circuit is like this. Okay, first you have to find out the initial condition. Okay, so you before closing the switch. Okay, this is see the position of the switch at time t is equal to 0. You are opening the switch before t is equal to 0. Switch is in it closed, so steady state has achieved. Okay, so you evaluate the initial condition. So this inductor will be going to act as a short circuit. That you evaluate this current through the inductance. Okay, that will be the that will determine the inductance frequency domain equivalent circuit. Okay, so you evaluate this current. Okay, so you can see that this is the total current. This total current is going to split up into two parts. Okay, so you have to find out this IL 0 minus. Okay, so find out total current 8 is 0 minus. Okay, these two are parallel branch which is coming in series with this 10 ohm. Okay, so first of all you find out the total impedance. Okay, so total impedance will be 10 ohm plus parallel combination of 3 ohm plus 6. Okay, then this total current will be this voltage divided by the total impedance. Okay, so that will be going to get us 3 amperes. Then you find out this current I 0 minus, that is the initial current through this inductance. Initial current through the inductance. Okay, so this total current is going to split up into two currents. Okay, so this branch current will be total current divided by the total impedance into the impedance of the other branch. Okay, total current is 3 ampere divided by the total impedance 3 ohms plus 6 ohms into the impedance of the other branch. You have to find out the current through this branch. Okay, so into the this resistance 6. So you will be getting 2 ampere. So initial current through the inductance will be 2 ampere. That is going to determine the independent voltage source coming in series with the inductance in frequency domain. Okay. Since inductance current cannot change instantaneously, just after opening the switch, that current remains same, 2 ampere. So now you convert this circuit into the frequency domain after t is equal to 0. That is, this switch is open. Okay. So this part is isolated. Okay. So this much portion only will be there. Okay. 3 ohms remains same. The inductance will be L into S. You have to take into account of the initial current through the inductance. So there is a voltage source. Okay. See the polarity of the current. Okay. So this polarity of the voltage source will be like this. Okay. Okay, L into I0. Okay, L is 0.0. That is why it is 2 volt. Okay, then 6 ohm. Okay, so this is a transform circuit after t is equal to 0. Now this is in a loop form. Now you write down the KVL. So voltage law. Okay, so this voltage plus this voltage plus this voltage plus this voltage drop across the 3 ohms plus voltage drop across the 6 ohms is equal to 0. Okay. You have to find out I of t, so get an expression for I of s. Simplify it, get an expression for I of s. It is again 1 by s plus a form. Okay, so you take the inverse Laplace transform, you will be getting e minus 2 e raised to minus 90t. Okay, that will be the expression for the current through this loop after t is equal to 0. This is again exponentially decreasing. Okay, it's a minus step. Okay, so the graph will be like this. Okay. So transient period current through this network. Okay, now until now we have seen the input as DC only. Now let us see, instead of that you will be having AC input. Okay. So RL circuit, series RL circuit, instead of DC you have got some functions, okay, AC waveforms. Okay. Okay. So first you convert into that circuit in the frequency domain. As you can see, before closing switch there is no initial current, so you can convert this into the frequency domain. V of t will be V of s depending upon the function. Whatever the function, you have to take the Laplace transform of that function. Okay. So now you take the KVL. So you will be getting a KVL around this loop like this, then get an expression for I of s. So you will be getting, it is V of s divided by s plus r by l into 1 by l. Okay. V of s is the Laplace transform of the input function. It may be sinusoidal function, step function, impulse function, a complex function, whatever may be. So you have to find out the Laplace transform of the given function. Okay. So let us see different functions are given. So in the previous series circuit, RLC circuit, after closing the switch, this is a frequency domain equivalent circuit. Now we are giving a input as unit step function. Okay. This is a unit step function. The value of the function will be unity after t is equal to 0. Before t is equal to 0, value of the function will be 0. Okay. Laplace transform unit step function was 1 by s. Okay. So this is a KVL for this transform circuit. Okay. Then this is the expression for I of s, which you have seen. Okay. So now you put V of s as 1 by s. Okay. So put V of s is 1 by s, manipulate it, so you will be getting an expression like this. Okay. So it is you are knowing the inverse Laplace transform 1 by s and inverse Laplace transform 1 by s plus a. So partial fraction it, make into two terms. So you will be getting an expression for I of s is in this form. Okay. After partial fashioning. Okay, finding out the constant. Okay. Now take the inverse Laplace transform. Inverse Laplace transform 1 by s is unity. Inverse Laplace transform 1 by s plus a form is e raised to minus at. A is r by l. That is the time constant. This r by l, that time constant will determine how fast it will be decaying the current. Okay. This is 1 minus e raised to at. So this will be exponentially increasing. Okay. Naturally, you are suddenly applying step voltage. So current will be starting from 0 and it will be increasing steadily. Okay. This step function is nothing but you will be applying a DC voltage to a RL circuit through a switch. Okay. So that is what your step function. Okay. Step function is used to represent a switch. Okay. Connecting a DC voltage or whatever may be through a switch. Okay. Now this RL circuit, your input will be a ramp. Ramp will be linearly increasing, unit ramp. Okay, that means slope of this ramp will be unity. Okay, Laplace transform unit ramp will be 1 by s square. So this is your frequency domain equivalent circuit of a series RL circuit. So the expression for V of s will be 1 by s square. So write down the KVL, simplify it, you will be getting an expression for I of s. Here instead of V of s you put the 1 by s square. Okay. So replace this V of s by 1 by s square. So this has to be partial fraction to obtain the to take the inverse Laplace transform I of s. Okay. So you will be getting an expression like this. So take the inverse Laplace transform. This is inverse Laplace transform 1 by s is unity. 1 by s plus 1 by s square is ramp. Okay. Inverse Laplace transform 1 by s square is ramp t. Okay. Laplace transform ramp is 1 by s square. So inverse Laplace transform 1 by s square is t. Okay. This is again 1 by s plus a form. A is r by l. Okay. So e raised to minus at. Okay. So this is the expression for the current through the this series RL circuit if you are giving a ramp as an input. Now instead of the input is now we are giving as an impulse to the series RL circuit. Impulse, unit impulse, that means area under this curve is unity. That is value of the function will be 0 all other times other than the time t is equal to 0. Okay. So Laplace transform impulse will be 1. So take the transformed circuit. Now you write down the KVL. So you will be getting an expression for I of s, which you have already done. Now you put I of s, V of s is 1. Okay. So this equation will be in this form. So it is in again 1 by s plus a form. Take the inverse Laplace transform. So the expression for the current through the series RL circuit after t is equal to 0 will be 1 by l into e raised to minus r by l into t. That's the exponential decreasing thing. Okay. Then shifted impulse, instead of the impulse will be shifted. Instead of starting at time t is equal to 0, it is the impulse is at time t is equal to 3. Okay. So again the principles are same. Okay. You make it in the frequency domain circuit. Okay. So Laplace transform shifted impulse, shifted function is f of s into e raised to minus as. Okay. So Laplace transform impulse is unity. So taking the Laplace transform shifted impulse will be e raised to minus 3s. Okay. Now you write down the KVL. Your Vs is now 2 into e raised to minus 3s. Okay, now you simplify it, get an expression for I of s, take the inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so inverse Laplace transform is a shifted function. Okay, shifted. Okay, e raised to minus 80 form. Okay, 1 by s plus a form. Okay, with the shifting e raised to minus 3s. Okay, shifted thing. So Laplace, in taking the inverse Laplace transform, you will be getting the expression for the current through this loop. Okay, then you will be having a input as a pulse. Pulse will be a unit pulse. Amplitude will be unity for a unit period. Okay, unit pulse can be represented by two difference between two step function, unit step function and shifted unit step function. So taking the Laplace transform, Laplace transform unit step function will be 1 by s, say shifted function, that is f of s into e raised to 80 as minus as, e raised to minus as. Okay. Shifted unit function. Okay. A will be 1, okay. Shifting is 1, so 1 by s into e raised to minus as. Okay. So this is a Laplace transform of a unit impulse. Okay. So now you make it the circuit into a frequency domain. Now E of s is this term. Take the KVL, simplify it to get an expression for I of s. Okay, I of s is like this. So partial fraction. This will be first taken in two terms. 1 by this s into s plus 1 and minus e raised to s divided by s into s plus 1. Okay. Again partial fraction it. Then you are knowing the inverse Laplace transform. 1 by s is 1. 1 by s plus c is e raised to minus 80. This is shifted. Okay, thing. Okay, e raised to a minus as. Okay, so taking the inverse Laplace transform, you will be, this is a unit step function. Inverse Laplace transform 1 by s is unit step function. This is e raised to 80. Okay, starting at time t is equal to 0. Then it's a shifted unit step function and the exponential decreasing shifted. Okay, so this is the expression for the current through the series RL circuit. Then instead of now we are giving the driving function as sinusoidal function, okay, to the series RL circuit. Okay. So Laplace transform sin omega t is omega divided by s square plus omega square. Okay, omega is 25. Okay, omega divided by s square plus omega square, omega into 50. Okay, so this is a transform circuit. Okay, now we'll write down the KVL around the loop, get an expression for I of s. Okay, then partial fraction it. Okay, this term, okay, there is a quadratic equation comes under that. So partial fraction it. Now take the inverse Laplace transform to get the expression for the current through the inductance. Okay, okay, thank you, students.